Remember David Putty from Seinfeld?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's right away.
And once again, we started the podcast off weird.
Welcome to the Hold My Beard Marketing Podcast, the only podcast that features beards and marketing. I am, of course, Jake the Wizard, and with me is the legendary Mitch Barham. Mitch.
So legendary. I'm telling you, Joe
Oh,
Rogan
yeah.
needs to watch out for this podcast. We're coming for him.
Yeah, but you're not the holographic foil version, so it's not really worth as much.
True.
Speaking of, I don't even have a story on this. I just thought this was funny. If you're into trading card games, some guy bought a CT scanner, like from the airport.
I saw that
and was scanning packs and figuring out what cards were in them.
So if there wasn't anything good in them, then was he returning them? Like, nah, this isn't worth anything.
Oh, you just bundle them and resell them.
Ah, interesting. Yeah, I heard he bought it from a hospital for like $1,500. Spent 3 months rebuilding it, and then was scanning those cards. Smart.
I mean, I guess it's gonna change things.
Crazy, but yeah,
it's nuts. So, and if you don't care about trading card games, that was a waste of your life. So let's dive right into it. Let's dive into some marketing news for this week. Starting off on some light-hearted fare. Really, I don't care about the article so much as the marketing spin that's being used. But I thought you'd get a little chuckle out of the marketing spin here. Herman Miller is using plant-based leather for the first time ever. And if I haven't heard more marketing spin like the term plant-based leather.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's plant-based leather. That's great marketing spin. I love it.
It's fantastic. Yeah. Oh my goodness. It's plastic, guys. It's plastic. Like, it's not.
Come on. What do you do? Just like get like a fake. I don't even want to know.
Vegan leather, man.
I don't even want to know. Great marketing. Great headline. You got us. You did your job. That's.
Oh my gosh.
What else could we do? Like the first plant-based soda can.
I mean, I would try and find something that's already plant-based and just start claiming that it's plant-based, like the world's first plant-based Welch's grape juice. Like, I don't know.
Or what if you go the world's first plant-based plant?
Interesting. What if the pot was a plant?
Whoa, plant inception.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit.
And that's the quality content you can get here on the Hold My Beard Marketing Podcast.
Oh, that's why they listen.
Well, we think. Diving into something real here, Google will soon be testing search shopping ads in AI overviews. Yeah. So we're bringing ads into AI overviews, which are above the ads. So we need more ads in the ads to be higher than the ads.
I mean, we definitely need more shopping ads. Like if you Google something and then a product or search, there's not enough shopping ads. The entire half of the first page is not enough shopping. It's not enough. We need more. Like you have the paid ones and then you have the free ones that are like 3 columns and then you get like 2 pages and then, I mean, it makes sense. We definitely need more. I totally think this is a great idea. Not going to ruin the user experience any more than it already has. If you couldn't tell, I'm being completely facetious and like this is just why. I get it, but like why?
In completely unrelated news, by the way, Google's ad revenue is up 11% this quarter.
Couldn't have anything to do with all the ads everywhere now. Like, ugh. Like literally shopping ads. I'm sure you've seen it, but like it's insane. Not even just the shopping ads, but like you have the whole shopping feed. Then there's a whole literally 2 or 3 column like rows worth of free shopping listings.
Yep.
Then your results. It's just too much. But hey, good for Google for getting their revenue back, even though they definitely price fixed. Like we're proving it that by removing pixels, we've lowered costs, and they completely price fix everything. So it'd be interesting.
That is actual news to talk about. So you're
Hmm.
saying that if I remove pixel tracking from Google Ads from my website, conversion tracking from my website, that my costs might go down because Google was price fixing?
It sounds shocking. Yes. And I'm being totally facetious with the shocking thing. But yeah, essentially, and Facebook does the same thing. So, excuse me. Whoa. Cough, hiccup. Those are always fun.
Oh, good old
Basically,
kick up.
what we figured out and tested is that so you have all these pixels on the site, and we feed all this data back into the platforms of like, this is how much revenue we made, and then we're like they know how much money we're making, or the company's making. But what you do is you keep the tracking the conversion pixels on the site, because they still have to like know some info. But instead of like, say going for purchases, instead of using your main purchases that's already seasoned, has all this information, you make a literal secondary event or another primary event that you want to optimize for, called just for fun. And then you switch it, and then Google freaks out and goes, "Oh my God, what do we do? They're not getting any purchases," and shoves you a bunch of more traffic. And then you watch your CPC and your conversions lines come together, and your CPC go down and your cost per acquisition go down, because they don't think they're doing their job. But when they know they're doing their job and you go to scale, you'll see your CPCs go up, your impression share go down. There's just stuff that doesn't make any sense. So it's like, and the other big thing too was like, as soon as they came out with, we're going to allow you to use the bid strategy based on profit margin, I was like, bro, why would anybody feed their profit margin back to these big machines? Now they know exactly how much they can charge us, and maybe get you to have a little bit of money and keep you on the hook. So yeah, like just kind of
Wow.
selectively feeding back the info, the page visits, some events, but like not a legitimate event that they can track. But this is also where being able to at least understand Mur or have a third party platform that can track these actual events and actual values comes into play, because you still need to know, but we don't want Google or Facebook to know, or even TikTok. Like Shopify, here's another example. Shopify changed their checkout, or where you can place the pixel on checkout for the conversion tags. And I purposefully didn't put the updated one into the customer, I think it's customer data or customer events section for Google. It just kept using AdBeacon to track Google conversions. Freaked the client out, because they're like, "Oh my God, it's like $900 per conversion." I'm like, no. Like, we're tracking it over here. But it actually got better. Like, we got more purchases because Google wasn't tracking anything. And I'm like, it's so obvious what they're doing. But we know last
Wow.
August, they artificially inflated their costs to meet their revenue goals. And I think they're in a lawsuit over that right now. So anyways, that's my soapbox on price fixing and platforms. So
That's wild. That's wild. And I think the vast majority of people running ads have no idea that something like that's going on. So
none. Yeah.
hopefully they listen to our podcast. And if not, well, best of luck, I guess. Just another one of the many, many reasons to listen to the Hold My Beard Marketing podcast.
One of many. Yes.
One of like three, really.
Occasionally we throw some good tidbits in there, but like most of the time it's just nonsense.
Oh my gosh. More testing from Google, larger site names and favicons within search. This is great. This is great because it allows us to not have to put our company name in the URL in the meta title and meta description as much as we used to. You're still going to do it a little bit, but this was one of the most positive changes in search that I think Google's done in a long time, outside of Infinite Scroll, RIP.
Yeah, I miss it.
I had a bunch of people fight me in the comments that Infinite Scroll is a bad experience.
Why? What would be so bad about it? Like, I hate having to go to, literally since the Switch, before I would just keep scrolling. It was like the death scroll of TikTok and Instagram, like just death scrolling until I found what I wanted. Now I literally get to the bottom and I see page 1, page 2. I don't click page 2. I'm like, I don't want to go to page 2. Psychologically, I'm not going to go to page 2.
That was their argument. They wanted to know when they had gone too far.
But what if your option, like your best answer, is on page 2, in page 3, but like you without the infinite scroll, now you have no idea because now you aren't going to go there. Like I've gone too far, bro. What are you talking about? Your first 4 people. I just sometimes,
I'm sure that this is not news to a lot of people listening or to you, but I saw an interesting TikTok video talking about the phrase "the customer is always right."
Oh, I don't subscribe to that.
Well, it's only half the original quote.
Oh,
Isn't that quite interesting?
yes, you have piqued my interest.
Would you like to know the full quote?
Oh, hell yeah.
Ah, yes. The full quote is "The customer is always right in matters of taste."
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
And I think that there is a lot more truth in that statement than the previous version.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, the customer's always right. Just as a blanket statement, I'm like, no, no, they're not.
Does
They're
that get
not.
your jimmies rustled when you hear that?
A little bit, a little bit.
Little bit of rustled
The
jimmies
rustled
there.
up, rustled.
Here's an interesting one. All artists should start using this created with human intelligence badge on their art. And someone came up with this little branding system to let you know that this was not AI generated. What do you think?
Makes sense. But so is it like a watermark kind of thing? Like, hey, this was created.
It's just like a little badge.
Looks like
Hey
something our
guys, put this on your art.
yeah, it looks like something our kids drew. That's hilarious.
I love that this looks created with AI.
Oh, totally. Totally. 4 fingers. Yeah. Not AI at all. No, I mean I get it because there's that whole artistic battle with AI and AI being trained on a lot of art and everything. Like I totally get it. And they should get their rightful dues. And as we go farther into this AI world, like being able to distinguish between the two is going to become very, very, very difficult. We can
Mhm.
already create very realistic things that you'd have no idea.
Absolutely, yeah. AI is just going to be better and better, but it still requires input.
Yeah, yeah, you have to tell it what you want, and then I'm. There's a part of me that's like, is this a sticker we're going to put on it? Does it come off? Is it going to make it worth more? Maybe there you go. There's an idea. By putting a sticker on there, you know it was created by a human, therefore it has a higher value.
Oh, interesting.
Mm,
Like Gucci,
yeah, the Gucci of art.
the
This,
Gucci of art.
this could be like a branding play. Yeah.
Interesting. There might be something there. I don't know. Um, until AI is indistinguishable, I don't think it's an issue, in my opinion.
No, they're a little over the top right now, but I think it's because they see artists and music and everybody, they see what's coming. So it's like they what the movies, what was it, the writers screen, the SAG and writers unions did for movies, like they know what's
Yep.
coming, so they're just trying to get ready for it.
I don't have a article for this, but I don't know if you saw the hullabaloo this week over Adobe Photoshop's new terms and conditions.
My designer was telling me about that, where they're basically, if I understood it correctly, and obviously correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like they own everything now. Um, Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but
It-
there
uh, f-
was.
so this is how it's phrased. The phrasing is a little important, but it's still very vague. Um, it says that by using Photoshop, you grant Adobe a unlimited full license for use in improving and promoting their product.
Yep.
So they can't sell your art,
Right.
but they can pretty much do whatever the hell else they want with it
Okay. I
just by
know.
simply using the program.
hmm I know my designer was saying that she was saying that there was like a lot of people that were like, nope, we're not using Adobe anymore. Just like a big mass exodus because
Mm-hmm.
of that. Like, I mean, yeah, you can't sell it, but you know it's being used to train up AI and promote. So are they allowed to use your stuff to like promote Adobe?
That's if you read the fine print, that's part of it.
Yeah, that's kind of screwed up, you know.
I mean, if I was smart, I'd take all my competition's art and upload it into my Photoshop so that the AI model gets trained on my competition.
No, yeah, yeah, interesting. Well, yeah, what do you? I mean, I didn't follow much of the hubbub about it, but
I mean, at the end of the day, Big Brother is bad to me.
yeah.
And anything that just carte blanche gives people control over something, like it's basically like saying, "Hey, you went to the Ford dealership and you bought this F-150. Congratulations, it's yours. However, anytime the ownership or the dealer ownership wants to, they can come and borrow your car."
Yeah,
Like
hard
that's the
pass.
level of intrusiveness
Yeah, that's just crazy. There's
that
no way.
that's I mean, it's honestly a little worse than that, but like
Yeah,
you get the idea. It's a metaphor because that's what I do. Maybe it was a simile. I
metaphor,
don't know the difference. Whatever.
metaphor.
Not really marketing, but I'm gonna twist it into marketing a little bit. I just feel like it's the biggest story on the planet right now. CrowdStrike outage last week. Pretty much half the world went down because of a security bug in Windows caused by the CrowdStrike security platform that's integrated with Windows. The way I was going to spin this for marketing was how, if you were put in charge of their marketing right now, you let go everybody and they say, "Hey, save us." What would you even try to do? Like, how do you start to spin this in a way that keeps CrowdStrike together as a company?
That's a good question. I don't know. I defer to you because I like it was a big f up. It affected so much. How do you spin it into a positive? Like so many like quality assurance steps had to have been skipped for this to happen.
Mhm. Well, so the interesting thing that I think is kind of glazed over in this whole thing, and I don't want to go too deep into the weeds here because it's not really marketing stuff, but CrowdStrike's push to production process is actually overseen by a government agency.
Oh,
There is a government auditor that has to sign off on any pushes to production.
right, because they're ISO 222 or something like that,
Yeah,
2022. So
20,
there's a yeah,
27001 or something like that.
yeah, that yeah.
And so they're subject to that. So to me, if I had to come in, I'd be like, "Hey, by the way, our CEO stepped down. We fired all the stupid idiots. Um, and we are working with the government to reconfigure 27001 to be more aggressive and effective than it has been." So I'd make it like a political thing and try and shove the
You'd
vision
have to
over
pass
onto
the
the
buck.
government.
Yeah, yeah, you'd have to try to pass the buck. But I was gonna say just shut the entire company down. Like, yeah, under new
Start
management.
over.
Like, just do what the restaurants do when you drive by like their little reader sign, and it just says under new management.
Under new management,
And you're,
yes.
you're like, well, what's wrong with the other one? Well, I mean, this one obviously is very public, but yeah.
Yeah, it's not we got this new company over here, guys. It's called Crowd Smack. It's a totally different company, guys. It's under new management.
Yep, yep. That's funny. Goodness. Yeah, that was a huge foobar.
All right. I know you've been waiting, you've been itching. It's meat and potatoes time.
Mm.
Google won't depreciate third-party cookies in Chrome. Full stop.
Thank effing God. I'm sure you saw my video I made about that.
Oh
That
yeah.
was I
Oh
did
yeah.
not hold back any swear words or anything. It but I love how they waited. Like this is great. This is great. Like we you and I briefly talked about this yesterday. Like there's probably some other implications going on. I know there was pressure from countries in Europe over this. I don't really know if there was pressure from the US government at all to like stop things, but they had to see an impact to their revenue as well because like they themselves like could not track the results of their own ads that well anymore. So and then the amount of businesses that were going to be screwed, especially with this supposedly like going to end what next month, the end of next month. So it's like they waited right to the end to say, nah, just kidding. But then at the
Yeah.
same time, they're going to like further in the article or what the article I read, it they are going to come out with something to allow more control over privacy, which my assumption is it's going to be like iOS 14.5, where you get to opt out and have certain settings. And okay, great. But like this screwed up so much this year. I mean, it was even in January when it was just like, we're going to start with 1%. Like you saw some effects by March. I mean, everything went to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, we just talked about CrowdStrike and its impact on the entire internet. And then this comes auspiciously just a few days later.
Mm-hmm.
Part of me wonders, because third-party cookies are so abundant, so used as a tool and relied on, that if you were to take them away, you functionally couldn't calculate the impact. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
no way to actually guess what that would really do. Like who knows? Who knows? Uber could just stop working,
Right.
you know?
It was going to have such a huge impact. There were even sites I looked at where they had hundreds of things that used cookies on their site, and it's like y'all are screwed. Like when these stop firing, oh my god, what are you going to do? Not even just
Well,
for
and
ad
and
tracking.
the saddest part to me as a marketer is that a lot of great marketing happens once,
Mm-hmm.
meaning that the effort behind the digital marketing is the setup.
Mm-hmm.
Quite frequently, once you're set up, the amount of work you have to do after that is minimal.
Mm-hmm.
And setting up things that rely on cookies for years and years and building out these, it's millions and potentially billions of dollars in marketing costs loss by turning those off.
Oh yeah, easily. I mean, it was going to be such a huge hit. People were already. I mean, it's still a thing where it's like people questioning if Google Ads still work, but that's because they can't. Without a first-party tracking system, you were seeing like results, leads, everything. Like what Google reported on the back end, conversions were 50, 60, 70% lower in AdWords than what a first-party platform would actually track. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, that's, but now it's like I'm kind of like the boy who cried wolf, because for the last year I've been screaming the sky is falling. It started to fall. It just didn't get all the way to the ground. But I think this is a great move. It'll be interesting to see where they, what they come out with for the privacy controls that they think people want, but people don't really want. Let's be honest. You use TikTok. I'm sorry, but it reads everything on your phone. Facebook is still reading everything you go and do. Like the Patriot Act is still the thing. You have no privacy. We gave that up long time ago.
Yeah, yeah. And we talked about this a little bit off screen, where they're stealing your data.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like all of these major companies are just legitimately stealing your data. And it would be nice for them to at least be transparent about it to some degree.
Yeah. And there would be some pushback for 2 weeks until the news cycle flipped over to something else. Everybody knows. I mean, it's
Kamala
maybe,
Harris eats 2 Twinkies.
yeah, boom. Now everybody forgets that their data's being stolen.
It's over. Although I would like that video. Someone with AI powers, go make that happen.
Someone's going to go use HeyGen and make that right now.
Oh man, you think you just fell out of the Twinkie tree? All right, I got a couple TikTok videos for us here. All right. First one here, some advertising predictions from the absolutely enigmatic John
J-Mo.
Morgenstern, Mr. J-Mo himself, who took a hiatus and now he's back. He's back in full swing. So let's take a
Call
look
to
at his
come back, baby.
predictions.
He's been here the whole time.
I lead performance media buying at the ad agency VaynerMedia, Gary V's shop. Here's some of my predictions for 2025 marketing disruption. Big players making big plays. First one, I'm fired up about this. Netflix ads self-serve, the rise of a new good walled garden. Netflix teased this. They said this is coming in 2025 at their new front. And I thought for a long time that if anyone in the EV, CTV, modern living room space could actually pull off a good advanced self-service ad buying platform, like a meta ads of CTV. It would be Netflix, their natural like technology company, versus a lot of like the networks that are, in the content game. They crush at that, but don't have the strongest history with ad tech. So Netflix, rise of the Netflix walled garden, self-serve ads tool. 2, virtual influencers, but not in the way you think. Virtual influencers where you scale yourself as a influencer creator. So you basically make a perfect likeness of you that you train, that you own the IP and the monetization on, and you use that to scale yourself. Maybe you use it on secondary brand deals where you license your likeness, they can use it for a more low-cost fee, or you do it to offer language translation in all global languages as part of your deals, or to make asset versions optimized for paid media. This should be good news for creators and influencers versus, anonymous virtual being offered for free and taking our jobs.
They took our jobs.
They took our jobs, but they'll never take our freedom.
Okay, Braveheart. I was going South Park. You went a whole different direction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, ready,
Just
set, go.
shows the difference between you and I.
12-year-old adult. Yes, this is true.
Just a wee lad. All right. JMO's predictions, 2 predictions. Netflix ads, self-serve. What do you think?
I would love that. I think that's great.
Yeah,
if they
you
could
gonna
just
use it?
also make it, oh yeah, why not? I mean, dude, it's like running ads on YouTube TV, which you can do through Google. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but you can serve them on YouTube TV. Especially it's great for, you can pretty well assume that you're getting in front of the heads of household. They're sitting there in the living room watching the TV, and as long as you can dictate, like, don't put this on kid shows or anything like that, like, yeah, I mean, do it. I just hope they don't do it like Hulu did, where it's like the old fake out, like, sign up for our beta, only $500 a month and spend, and then like you never get to actually use it. I think that'd be huge. Like, I would definitely that's a whole other channel. It's a brand awareness channel, and we would have to make sure that we educate people. But I would also use it and see if the same way with like YouTube TV, the smart way to do it is put a QR code in the top right so they can scan and go to your website. And then you have to use like a bit.ly link to then track who scans, and like kind of more of a conversion base that way. But yeah, why not? Totally.
Why not? If this is your first time listening to this podcast, you will very quickly realize that me and Shakira have something in common, and that is that we want you to try everything.
And their hips don't lie.
Occasionally, mine, it's a small little fib, but it's close. It's close. But in all seriousness, when it comes to marketing, everything is worth trying. Literally, there is no bad idea in marketing. There's only bad choices to continue.
Yes, that's a good point. I like that.
Like, bail on what doesn't work.
Yeah. And it's JMO, Gary V. So micro speed, macro patience. So you try stuff out, see if it works, but then quickly dump it if it doesn't. And I'll just also understand the place in your marketing that it truly has, like a YouTube ad, a Netflix ad, a Hulu ad. They're not going to be high conversions. It's going to take a while for you to see the effects, and the sense of like, you're not going to see immediate results, but you're going to see a lift elsewhere. So you have to understand all that. But like, yeah, try it all. Try Hulu, the Netflix thing. Why not?
I mean, we'll see what you can do with the settings and the self-service. But if you can do localized targeting, if you're a home service business, guess what? It's only going in the home. It's only going in the home. They're sitting in a house that they're responsible for. So if you're a home cleaner, a general contractor, a landscaper, an electrician, an HVAC guy, you should be looking at running these self-service. You should already be doing Hulu. Hulu's already self-service, is it not?
Yep.
Exactly. You should be looking at YouTube TV. Like, you should be looking at Tubi ads. Whatever.
Tubi,
like
Prime, Amazon. Like, that's, I think, going to be another play too. Because have you seen this? Have you seen? Oh, so like, this is like a total other tangent, but I think the next
let me
wave.
get my bunny suit on for the trail.
Yeah, we're about to go down kind of a little bit of a rabbit hole. But I think the next play, because I saw this on Disney when my kid was watching, when we turned on Bluey, you can now click a button to go buy merch for these shows. So Disney's doing it. I was like, dude, we're working with a company that's got a show coming out on Prime and Prime Video, and I'm like, if they don't start allowing that, like in show purchasing, that's huge. I mean, it's TikTok Shop, but like on these shows. So same thing with Netflix. They can click and go to your website. I really hope they allow us to, like, on the Netflix side, do, targeting by device. So if you only want, like, home services, like you said, you only want to show on the TV. You don't, not the phone, not the tablet. That's probably the kid or somebody really young. You want the people, the head of households who are sitting on the couch at the end of the night, Netflixing and chilling, and want your service.
Even better if I can choose by OS. Like if I can choose Roku OS, I know they're old as hell.
Right. It's true. You saying I'm old because I have a Roku in my bedroom? I have Apple TV downstairs, so.
Oh, okay, all right.
I kind of make up for it. Yeah,
we'll allow it. But yeah, and to your point about the shopping, like that's just beginning. That's just beginning. Yeah. My brother is having his first son, and so my gift to him is going to be a Homelander onesie.
Dude. Yes.
It works on many levels. But if Amazon Prime were to pop up a little link to purchase that, I would definitely do that.
100%. Yeah. In-show shopping while we're like literally watching it in the moment and like, oh my God, that'd be so cool. And then you'd be able to go purchase it.
Can you imagine how much money they would make if they had a pop-up that said buy Butcher's jacket?
So much money. Like how many people would all of a sudden own that? Or like even the Walking Dead stuff, like buy Lucille.
Yeah, Negan's bat, exactly.
Yeah, like bro.
Lightsabers, the Acolyte. Not that I'm the hugest fan of the Acolyte, but I'm not really that into Star Wars.
No, you're not at all. Nobody look at his background. The hyperventilating did not give it away at all.
What? I definitely don't have a lightsaber within reach. No. But yeah, no. TikTok started this, and like my wife's birthday's coming up, and I bought her gifts through TikTok Shop.
Oh yeah. No, I've got many gifts from people from TikTok Shop. It's becoming normal. It's in-app purchases. I mean, people do it on Facebook or buying through Facebook now. It reminds me of your prediction of where the internet's going to go, or everything's going to go in the next 5-10 years.
Everything's going to be a decentralized hub.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be your device is the center of the internet, and everything kind of is set up in a way that the device can grab it and bring it to you. So
to his second point, the influencer thing, what do you think of that?
By the way, for those of you who tuned in yesterday, he's talking about the video of J-Mo that we watched.
10 minutes later, we're on to the second subject.
2 hours later. No. So second point, he was talking about the virtual version influencers utilizing something like HeyGen to create almost like a digital copyright of yourself and then licensing that out.
I mean, that's a great idea. It's almost like having 2 tiers, like he said, 2 tiers of service where, hey, you want me directly? Okay, great. It's this much, but I can give you this lower level tier for, the virtual one.
If I was micro famous and did not care about my image, that would be the greatest thing ever. Like, for example, if I was Stan Lee from The Office, I would go do that, and then anybody can license to have Stanley do their ad and say whatever the hell they want. You have full HeyGen access control to make whatever you want with my likeness. You just pay me for access to that license.
Wasn't there a Black Mirror episode similar to this?
You know what? I'm going to be real. It's surprising. I would love to watch Black Mirror. I just I've not gotten around to it.
I've only watched a couple here and there, ones that I see clips of on TikTok, but there was one where it's basically like Selma Hayek, the girl from Schitt's Creek. Yeah. And the girl who played, I think her real name's Annie, but she was the sister in Schitt's Creek. Anyways, like these
Oh, okay.
celebrities licensed their likeness for these, like pretty much they were TV shows, but they were like on demand, made about everybody's life almost in real time.
Mm-hmm.
And it became a problem because people figured it out and would make these celebrities do really crazy things in the shows, but they had leased out their likeness. And so it just kind of reminds me of that.
Here's a money-making idea for a company that's fallen a little bit out of relevance. The Sims. You need to go license real people so I can buy a 99-cent download pack of Donald Trump and Kamala Harris and put them in my Sims world.
Dude, they should do that.
That would print money.
Ridiculously.
Print it. Anyway, sorry. Totally derailed. That's what I like to do. I do have another TikTok video here for us. This one's really, really funny, and why branding is so important. Oh my gosh. I can't even believe this. I'm going to play this. This is great.
This single line is the difference between an American accounting firm and an Australian adult toy company. This weekend, we had the glorious Open Championship in Scotland, where Billy Horschel was in the lead over the weekend. And this man gets an absolute A+ for this Ralph Lauren polo look, but the hat causes some concern. It seems BDO, the American accounting firm, has signed Billy Horschel as an ambassador. And whoever created their logo perhaps only considered it when it was available to show up in a 2-color mark. But when it shows up in a 1-color mark, it sure looks like LBDO. Now, maybe this is just a Rorschach test, but the golf audience is generally older, and we get pummeled with advertisements on the Golf Channel for related items. And it seems I wasn't the only one who was confused. If you look at the search traffic over the last 4 days between BDO and LBDO, you'll see the 2 days that Billy Horschel was in the lead in that hat, where both have the highest search traffic, and it beats out BDO each day. Design, branding, and marketing matter. Would love to see if there was a spike in sales for them. Maybe Particle will help me out in a future video. If you love this stuff, I'm doing deeper dives on this on a weekly basis. Check out my link in profile for more.
So every dollar that BDO gave to Herschel, completely gone.
Mm-hmm.
Completely gone.
Those 2 spikes, that's huge. That's a huge influx
I was
of searches.
choosing between this video and another video to show on the same topic. For those of you who are following, unfortunately, the American politics scene, you'll know that Kamala Harris is now the Democratic vice presidential candidate, and her marketing has gone completely Gen Z. Completely Gen Z focused marketing for her. And she's been highlighted by several celebrities. One of them being, I'm going to forget who it is. They were utilizing a term that is a song name from one of these artists called femininomenon. There it is. Like female phenomenon.
Right.
Okay, it's the name of a song, and that's getting played everywhere for Kamala's promotion. All right, and there's a ancillary winner in this. There's actually been a spike in interest in Papa John's because there is a lyric in the song that references hotter than a Papa John's pizza. And so Papa John's has seen a spike because Kamala is using this song in her marketing promotion.
Hey, good for Papa John's. I mean, you're getting free play, free action, just like libido over there. Like wow.
This is why branding is so important, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
It's so stinking important. Not only to do, but to do some testing. Do some testing with people and like ask them, hey, does this make sense? Like, BDO, I'm sorry you lost all that cash. I'm sure it was not a small piece of change to have Herschel wear that hat. 2 days. 2 of the 4 days of the tournament, he wore it. And you lost all of that because your branding has a misstep.
Yeah. I mean, when you initially turned that on and I saw the hat, like I immediately thought it was like an L. Like,
yeah. Why would you not?
Went to L. Like LBDO. Oh, okay.
Absolutely. And we just went through this. I'm doing a rebrand of my business right now, and we tested about 30 different like icons / logos to find out which one resonated the most with people.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, and maybe this is a bad comment, so don't take this one to the bank, but word marks seem to be working the best right now after my recent study. So if you're relying on a iconographic logo, you might not have as much success as if you go with a word mark right now. Obviously, there was the era of the icon. I think of classics like Google's G, Dropbox's box, Slack's little like hash mark thing. Like there are some great iconographic logos out there that have power. But if you're starting a new brand, think about a word mark. I was just in Vegas last week for my anniversary with my wife, and we're walking around. And if you've been to Vegas, there's a lot of high-end shopping.
Mm-hmm.
And almost every single high-end brand is a word mark.
It's true. I was just thinking
Gucci,
like Gucci,
Prada,
Coach,
Burberry.
Yeah, Prada,
Like the list goes on and on. They're almost all, Christian Dior, like they're all word marks.
True.
And so if you're doing branding and you're considering what should we do, try out some word marks, which is simple. If you don't know what a word mark is, it's literally like your name as the logo. Just give it a shot. See how people like it. Ask your mom if she likes it. Big fan of asking mom what she thinks of marketing, to be honest.
No, you do use your mom a lot with that, so she's brilliant. She knows marketing.
She is my mom. I wouldn't go too far. Mom, if you're listening to this podcast, I love you so much. You're amazing.
We love you, Jake's mom.
Oh my gosh.
Big fan of moms over here.
Big fan of moms. Moms are a great test market because they're safe and they're honest.
This they are. Yes, this is very true.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. And they want a grandbaby. So just get on that, okay?
Yeah, just do it. Like they're gonna bug you till you do it. Just
if you're triggered right now, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So awesome stuff. It is time though for everyone's favorite segment of this show, all 19 of you. For 7 minutes in heaven, which is where we lovingly destroy a website's design in hopes that we can improve its performance, its conversion rates, and generally make you more money. All right. Much what we were just talking about with testing and getting feedback on things, we're going to do that right now for a company. Today we have a interesting SaaS style product called Quorums, and let me set up my 7-minute timer here. And here we go with Quorums. Go.
Quorum, overcome everything challenge over. Reading is hard. Jeez Louise. Overcome every hiring challenge with Quorum's hiring decision copilot. Okay, so they help with hiring?
Yes, they help with hiring. It takes just 90 seconds to set up and conduct your first interview. No credit card required. I do think that there is some misstep on bolding here.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be worth bolding that sentence or that combination of sentences because it's no barrier to entry or extremely low barrier to entry here. Try it free. There's 2 of those buttons. I might try different call to action text on both of those. Or make it more personalized to your product. Try Copilot for free or something to that effect.
Start hiring for free, hire for free, whatever.
Yep. Hire better for free. Everything you need for a great productive interview all in one screen. Now, one thing I love about this, this is just me. Maybe you don't like this. I do. I love tiny text callouts before the heading. So this distraction-free design, like, although I might change that up for this section, I love that you're doing that because it quickly gives me context for everything else in this block.
I'll be honest, I totally skipped over it.
There you go. So it doesn't work on everybody, but
I also have problems reading. So,
well, that's why you do ads.
It's true. Touche.
Touche. So looks like they have some layouts that you can kind of preview here. An evaluation step. Looks like there's a bunch of sliders and knobs to change. Video on the left. Seems like a pretty usable layout.
I like
No
that.
complaints there.
It's a cool preview, so you know what you're going to be getting into. I like that.
I will say this. 2 things I'm missing so far in this page, because we're on our second section of the scroll. One is I'm missing social proof.
Mm-hmm.
The more people that use a tool, the more likely that people are going to use a tool.
Very true.
Right? People love hiding in the crowd. So if other people are using it, I'm more likely to use it. So that's one thing that I think is missing. The second thing that's missing here is I don't have much of a story here. Like, I'm not involved too much in the story. Overcome every hiring challenge with Quorums hiring decision copilot.
What are those challenges? Like, call out the challenges, point them out.
Yeah, exactly. Like what types of challenges? Because there's a lot of challenges with hiring. A lot. Yeah. All the way from getting resumes in the first place to screening those resumes to then actually doing interviews, then to deciding your process. Hell, even deciding what you're going to ask and rate people against in your interview. Like that's all challenges.
Yeah.
And so just kind of blanket stating that like we overcome all the challenges, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see some of the challenges. People can resonate with it a little bit more. Because, I mean, we all know it's challenging, but like what, I guess, yeah, to your point, like what is it actually, what challenges are you helping me overcome?
Exactly. So I do think that there could be a little bit more clarity on that. Hire faster, hire better. See, this, I like this. This tells a story. And it solves problems for me. If I have a slow hiring process, this product's for me. If I hire bad people that turn over quickly, this product is for me.
Yes. And you should also probably look at how you hire and lead your people. But yes.
True. But at least I could remove one variable that is the actual hire. And then if I'm still getting high turnover, am I the problem?
Yeah.
Am I the problem? No,
Good point.
It's the youth these days.
Yes. Gen Z.
So interviews set up in 2 clicks. That's a powerful statement. Because getting interviews scheduled with people, setting it all up is a huge headache. So I think there's a lot of value in that. And then AI powered interview report card lets me know that I'm going to get an output on the back end of my interview that actually helps me make decisions.
I like that.
No call to action here, though.
No, should be another big O button right there.
Gain an edge with Quorums View powered by QBrain AI. Now, I'm a little confused here because up here we called it Copilot, and now we're calling it View.
Interesting.
Is that am I just adding too much commentary here, or
no? There's a disconnect because a total disconnect. Because I immediately, while you were reading it out loud, I was like, "What? Like, what's Quorums View? Like, what does that mean?" And then QBrain AI, like, what? I
mean, QBrain AI I can kind of assume is whatever their AI that they developed, but like, what the hell is Quorums View? We're just getting thrown this now, and I don't even know what that is.
Or is it like a play on the word view, and it's really not something different? It's just confusing.
There's inconsistency in labeling here.
Right.
This is interesting. I like this little block.
It plugs into all those?
I don't actually know. It doesn't say anything. But I know Teams. I know Google Calendar. I know Slack. I know Calendly.
Zoom, Excel, or Sheets, LinkedIn. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, so
got cool icons.
Interviewing isn't new. Why is it still so hard?
Gen Z. Quorums View delivers a complete interview solution. So it goes back to the Quorums View thing instead of Copilot.
Yeah, so I think there's just an inconsistency in that. We've run out of time. We didn't even get through the homepage here, but yeah.
Ooh, elevate. I hate the word elevate now, thanks to ChatGPT. Every time I see the word elevate, immediately I'm like, AI. Granted, they are an AI thing, but I immediately think, oh my God, this was wrote with AI.
So just on a closing remark, if you aren't going to use the word elevate, what would you throw in here?
I don't know.
take your hiring experience to the next level?
No, because that next level thing is same thing. Like you can't use Elevate, you can't use Enhance, you can't use next level, Skyrocket. Introducing, like, to me, it just reads as AI now because that's what ChatGPT uses all the time. Something that's not the word improve, but talks about like improving. I mean, I could see Elevate, but it's probably, honestly, the general public would have no idea. But as marketing people, like, we know what these AI spit out all the time. So every time I see it, I think that most people probably don't.
Well, there it is. Quorums hiring tool platform.
Cool.
Mitch, anything closing remarks, thoughts on today's episode?
Great episode. Closing thoughts. Marketing's hard. Just
Marketing is hard for multiple reasons because it is both vast and deep.
like how you said, deep. Yeah.
Vast and deep.
Yeah, but no, it's just I mean, there was a lot of stuff that we went over, you know, the hopefully the Google stopping the depreciation of cookies helps kind of turn things around for a lot of businesses when it comes to their digital efforts. And then you know, I like early on how you said where it's just try everything, like try as much as you possibly can. It's the world of business and marketing, like, it's all about testing. I don't care what stage you're at. You're always testing a new platform. You're always testing new something. Don't be stuck in your ways. Just as Nike would say, just do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll say I learned something with the conversion tracking Google inflation piece that you talked about. I think that's not only brilliant and interesting and terrible, but also relevant and somewhat easily applicable. Like if you're running an e-commerce brand and you're running ads, go give that a shot. See what happens.
You'll be pleasantly surprised. And always be open to these weird thoughts. I mean, it's like, don't be romantic about the way things have been.
Absolutely. Mitch, where can I find you out there on the internet?
All over the interwebs as at Beardpreneur and barhammarketing.com.
Excellent. And I, of course, am Jake your Wizard. You can find me at The Wizard Marketing on most platforms, as well as thewizard.marketing, not .com. They wouldn't sell it to me.
Bastards.
So, yeah. But that's how it goes. So we do our best. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning into the Hold My Beer Marketing podcast. If you would like to be featured in the 7 Minutes in Heaven segment, please navigate over to the YouTube. Just search for us on YouTube and drop in the comments that you'd like to have your website reviewed in the 7 Minute segment, as well as following us on your favorite platform. We are distributing basically everywhere. So please do give us a follow there. It helps us out a lot. Thank you once again for your time. And as I always say in marketing, best of luck.